Oh, shoot, I'm on, Katie. Turn it off. All right, then. Yeah.
All right, we may have a few people walking in yet, but that's okay. We want to go ahead and get started. Hope you've enjoyed your morning. Thank you, grandparents, for coming. It's so much fun to have this day where you can come and spend the day with your students, and hopefully you enjoyed it as well. If you didn't get a tour yet, make sure that your student gives you a tour before you leave today. And thanks for participating in all of the activities so far. I want to thank all of the teachers. They're the ones that were cooking and serving and cleaning up today. So thank you, teachers, for helping with the pancakes and sausage breakfast. I want to thank Mr. Courtney. I don't think he's in here, but Mr. Courtney, he set up all of the activities this morning that you've seen so far. And so we're thankful for that as well, and thankful for all the participation of the students. It's been a wild week. You can ask your student if they wore any unusual clothing throughout the week for each of the theme days. And ask them about the teacher, dressed like a teacher day, because we had teachers that were dressed as students, so it was kind of hard to find the teachers sometimes when you walked in the room. But anyway, they had fun with it, and there's obviously more activities going on yet this afternoon. But right now, we wanted to have what we call the academic showcase, and that is, you've seen some of the sports things, and you'll have opportunity to see more sports today. There's also cross country. We'll be running out here. Tomorrow is Knowledgeball, and the marching band's going to be at Swarm Days in Spearfish at Black Hills State University. So there's other things going on. Tennis is gone. They are playing on the other side of the state. So lots of activities. But the one thing we don't always get to highlight are some of our arts and the extracurricular activity in fine arts. And so today, you're going to hear a couple of things from Oral Interp. We have a couple of students who are going to give you their, and they'll tell you about their pieces. We have some music, and we have Knowledgeball, and Knowledgeball competes tomorrow as well. So we're going to have a little bit of everything. But before we do that, if you just join me, I want to open in prayer and just ask for the Lord's blessing as He has continued to bless. Father God, we thank you. You are a good, good God. And we just thank you for how you have continued to provide for this school. This is your school. And so I'm thankful for every student and family represented here, and the grandparents who are the legacy for that family. And so we thank you for the heritage that each student has. And today, as we see the students and their grandparents, how awesome it is to see how you have created us in a way to leave that heritage to our children and to our grandchildren. And Father, I thank you today for the time that we've had. I thank you for just the opportunity that we have to celebrate homecoming. And we give you all the praise and the glory now as, again, all the things that we offer up to you today are for your glory, not ours. And we do give you that praise and glory. In the powerful name of Jesus, amen. One of the things that we use, I don't say use, well, maybe I do, it's kind of a salesman thing, but because grandparents are here, this is something that, I'm a grandparent, I have 10 grandchildren of my own, and so this would be a thing that I would do for my grandchildren. I'm going to read this because this is what the librarians put together for me. We feel that reading is very important, part of a well-rounded education. We want to let you know about an opportunity to bless the school's library while also honoring another person. There's a table at the back, and Mrs. Wombolt's going to be back there later at the conclusion of the academic showcase, and she has a wish list of books that we would like to add to the library. And this year, it's mainly focused on books that have been reviewed by the Christian magazines World and the American Family Association. So if you'd like, you can purchase a library book in honor of another person, such as your grandchild. If you decide that's something that you want to do, there is a book plate back there. It's attached to we'll put it on the inside of the book, and it will name the honored person. And it might say, in honor of Joey Freehoff's 16th birthday. And you would pay for that book, and that note would be put inside the book cover, and you would be able to contribute that book to our library in his honor. And so there are sheets for you to fill out and how you would like to provide honor for someone. The books and the prices are listed at the table, and if you want more information, Mrs. Wombat will have all of that information for you. So thank you for that. So you may do that later. And if you say, you go home and you say, I forgot to do that, just call us. We'll get you in touch with the librarian and we'll take care of that. Also, is Olivia and Jordan, are they here? Are they in the room? Is Olivia here? There, okay. Would you stand up? Olivia and Jordan, they are our ambassadors, and you might not know this, but we don't have homecoming king and queen and you get to reign for a week. They get to work for a whole year, and so Olivia and Jordan are our senior ambassadors. So they were greeting you at the door this morning, and we'll have several opportunities for them to serve throughout the year. And so I just want to thank them for being great leaders for the senior class. All right, so let's get started. Joey, I'm going to let you come up and introduce your piece, and we'll hear from you. Is there anything else you need? You got it all? Very good.
All right, how about now? All right, there we go. Slide that in my pocket. All right, boy, do you guys look scary. Okay. This morning I'll be presenting to you a piece from Patrick McManus, a humorous piece that is, The Road Less Traveled. In his poem, The Road Not Taken, Robert Frost wrote of two roads diverging in a wood, and he took the one less traveled by. It's a wonder he didn't find me along the way. I was wearing my cowboy hat, a red and black plaid shirt, and a worried look. People who take roads less traveled by often wear worried looks. But I love driving roads less traveled by. The lesser, the better. My wife, Bun, and I were huckleberrying in the mountains the other day, and I pointed to a road less traveled by that diverged off the main Forest Service arterial. Let's go up that road, I said. Probably find some good picking. What road? She said. I don't see any road. Right there, I said, on the other side of the ditch. The tracks are grown over a bit with brush, but you can see where the road starts to wind up the mountain. Brush in the tracks is a good sign because that indicates no one has gone up the road in a while. Therefore, we can conclude no one has picked the berries at the top of the mountain. Brush, trees are growing in that track. Yes, but they're small trees. That's even better because that tells us no one has gone up the road in a couple of years. Or possibly this century. We're not going up that road, as you so imaginatively described it. That's nothing but a crack in the woods. And you claim to be a devotee of Robert Frost. What would old Bob think you now? Frost? What does he have to do with this insanity? Never mind. Anyway, what we'll do is just drive up the road a little ways, and if it looks too rough, we'll turn around and come back. Bun reluctantly accepted this suggestion, which is an old but good ruse. Wives usually fall for it. I put the spurs to Haas, my old four-wheel drive, and we went bucking and snorting through the ditch and up the bank to a road less traveled by, scarcely bouncy enough to flatten the crown of my cowboy hat against the roof of the cab. Bun slid her glasses back on her nose and buckled her seatbelt. I really hate this. I laughed appreciatively at her spunky wit. Huss plowed through the 10-foot high brush, plodded on through a small rocky stream, and almost pooped out in a swampy area on the far side. Then he charged up the high ground, where the road, or possibly an old avalanche, was strewn with boulders the size of basketballs. We maneuvered around some of the basketballs, climbed over the rest. I sent a few of them dribbling down the grade behind us. Suddenly, a pile of shale had slid off the mountain onto the road ahead of us. One side of Haas was wedged up against the wall. The other was hanging over a precipice by over half the width of a tire. "Stop!" Bun demanded shrilly. "Turn around and go back this instant." Calmly discharging cold sweat, I ignored her absurd demand to distract her from the illusion that we were in an impossible predicament. I exclaimed cheerily, "Look, Bun, a bald eagle. Don't you love to watch bald eagles soar?" "Not when I'm looking straight down at them," she said. Yes, that really does kind of take the majesty from this perspective. Well, I'm sure the road will improve soon. I was lying, of course. Roads less traveled by never improve. They only get worse. Still, a modest white lie does little harm and some good. It can calm a nervous spouse and distract her from clawing up the upholstery. Now, when we go over the shale pile ahead, we will tilt rather sharply toward the brink of the cliff and may even slide sideways a few inches. But that is only normal in situations such as this. I could see these words had the desired effect on Bun because she dabbed the perspiration from her forehead with a swatch of upholstery and even gave me a tiny, if grim, smile. Smiling with clenched teeth produces quite a grotesque effect, however. I'd have to bring this to her attention at a later time, provided there was a later time. We crossed the shale pile without harm, except for possible hearing loss as the result to loud shrieking in a closed cab. As I told Bun, loud shrieking is wonderful for relieving tension, and she really should have joined in. I get really annoyed at people who bottle up their tension. As I expected, the road deteriorated quickly beyond the shale pile, and old Haas began to whinny and slip and stumble. "Well," I said, "time to drop it into four-wheel drive." I know some outdoorsmen who are so stupid they drive into a remote place in four-wheel drive until they get stuck. Then they're up the creek. You see, the key is to drive in two wheels. Then you got four wheels to get you out. "Well, guess what?" Bun said. "You put it in four-wheel drive, crossing the swamp, and never took it out." Quite correct. I was just checking to see if you remembered. You see, I had an ace up my sleeve all along, the power winch. Now, if you would be so kind as to pull out the winch cable and attach it to the trunk of one of those trees protruding from the avalanche. We will be on our way shortly. I would do it myself, but I don't really want to take the time to pry my fingers off the steering wheel. Winching the last few hundred yards to the top of the mountain was slow and tedious, with Bun slugging ahead to hook the cable. Suddenly, I noticed Bun wildly waving her arms and shouting at me. Thinking this might be a warning the cable was about to snap and send me and Haas hurtling off the mountain, I sprang sprightly from the cab and drained off the spurt of excessive adrenaline by hopping smartly in place. What? What is it? Huckleberries, Bun shouted. Tons of them. And they're as big as cherries. Just grab the bucket. I hate picking huckleberries. I don't care if they're as big as grapefruit. What did Bun think? Did I come all this way on a less traveled road to pick huckleberries? I said, Bun shouted sternly, bring the bucket. And you know what's even better? There are huckleberry pickers. There can't be huckleberry pickers. Not on a road less traveled by. Well, there are. I-90 cuts right across this mountain here. Isn't that great? We don't have to go back down that awful road. I don't know where Robert Frost ended up on his less traveled road, but I'm pretty sure it was not a 4-lane interstate. I've been depressed ever since.
Good morning. My name is Miss Prawl, and I coach high school Knowledgeball. So we're going to do a little exhibition for you. We actually have our first meet tomorrow. So if you want to attend, we do allow spectators at that. But I'm going to have our Knowledgeball team come on down, and those teams and individuals that got roped into helping this morning, if you would come on down too. So Knowledgeball is an academic competition. There are rounds of 60 questions, and it covers everything. Math, English, social science, sometimes current events, lots of history. And the students have 60 questions in a round. They play against 2 other teams, and then they have 4 rounds in a meet. And one of those will be written, and 3 of them will be oral. So we're going to do the oral component this morning, but we're not going to do 60 questions because nobody's got that kind of time, okay? So we're just going to do 20 questions this morning. Could 2 of you guys grab that podium back there? Grab the podium back there for me. Can you plug this in right there? That box. Yeah. Open that hatch. Right over here. My cord's not long. Go ahead, you can hit it. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there is paper and pencils in front of you. Those are if you want to do math problems. Okay, who's speaking for this team? Okay. Who's speaking for your team? Okay, and who's, okay. All right, so in this round, what happens is the question is read. At any time, they can buzz in to answer the question, and the reading stops. They then have 10 seconds to consult with their team before they have to come up with a reply. And if they get it correct, they get a point. If they get it wrong, nothing. Okay? All right, you ready? Here we go. Question number 1. The velocity of a wave is equal to the product of what 2 quantities? Team 2.
Speed and time.
That is incorrect. Team 1. That is partially correct, but it is frequency and wavelength. Okay, question 2. From what institution of higher education did Hillary Rodham Clinton receive her law degree in 1973? Team 2.
Alternate speaker. Swarthmore.
That is incorrect. Team 1.
Cambridge.
That is incorrect. Team 3. That is incorrect. The correct answer is Yale. Choose every other college but that one. Okay, question 3. The Strait of Malacca separates the island of Sumatra from what peninsula? Team 1.
Alternate speaker.
That is correct. Sure, I could do that. The correct answer was Malay Peninsula. Okay, question 4. Which word beginning with the letter F means a perfect copy or an exact reproduction? Team 1.
Forgery.
Forgery is incorrect. Team 2.
Falsification.
That is also incorrect. The correct answer is facsimile. Question 5. From the Latin for protection, it is the fee charged by a college or university for your instruction. Team 1.
Tuition.
Tuition is the correct answer. Question 6. Sugar is still its main crop, but far less profitable than when the Soviet Union paid triple price for it. Team 1.
Sugarcane.
That is incorrect. Team 3. Okay, no answer. The correct answer is Cuba is their main crop. Question 7. Absalom, who was killed after his hair got caught in a tree, was a son of which king? Oops. I'm sorry, we'll read an alternate question because I am trying to do too many jobs. Good? Okay, here we go. Sorry, you get a math question as an alternate question. What is the first square of a prime number and the first composite number greater than 1? Team 1. Team 1.
64.
That is incorrect. Team 2.
2.
That is also incorrect. The correct answer is 4. Question 9. In 1933, Hitler used a fire set in what public building in Berlin to justify... Team 1.
Alternate speaker.
The Weimar Parliament building?
The Weimar Parliament building is incorrect. There is still part of the question to be read, so I'll be reading it for the other two teams. In 1933, Hitler used a fire set in what public building in Berlin to justify his assumption of dictatorial powers? Team 2.
Walmart.
It is definitely not Walmart, but it is better to throw at something than nothing. The correct answer is the Reichstag. Question. In emergency medicine, what do the initials CPR stand? Team 1.
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation is correct. Question. What's the only orchestral instrument named for its geometric shape? Team 1.
Triangle.
The triangle is correct. Question 11. During what century did the so-called wars of religion occur? Team 1.
The 14th century.
That is incorrect. Team 3. That is correct. 16th century. Question 12. According to the Iliad, which Greek hero came up with the idea of the Trojan horse? Team 1.
Achilles.
That is incorrect. Team 2? Team 3. Odysseus is correct. Question 13. What name is given to the winds that enabled European explorers to travel?
Trade winds.
Trade winds is correct. 14. At about 63%, there are more atoms of this element than any other. Team 1.
Carbon.
That is incorrect. Team 3? Hydrogen. That is correct. Hydrogen is correct. Question 15. On February 9th, 1941, Winston Churchill said he would tell which American leader, "Give us the tools." Team 1.
Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Franklin Roosevelt is correct. Okay, we have 5 questions to go. The score is currently 5, 0, and 3. Come on, guys. Question 16. What kind of horse is used in gymnastics? No one watches. Team 2. The Trojan horse is incorrect. Team 3. Need an answer? Okay, Team 1.
Pommel horse.
That is correct, the pommel horse. Somebody's got to watch Olympics. All right, question 17. How many semitones are there in an octave? Team 1.
13.
That is incorrect. Team 2. 16 is also incorrect. Team 3. 18. That is also incorrect. The correct answer is 12. Good. Question 18. The Namib is a desert located adjacent to what body of water? Team 1.
The Atlantic Ocean.
The Atlantic Ocean is correct. Question 19. To which race of non-Semitic peoples did Delilah belong? Team 1. The Philistines is correct. Question 19. Which compound has the chemical formula MgSO4? Team 2.
Magnesium sulfate.
That is correct, magnesium sulfate. Look at that. Woohoo! And the final question. Where are the University of Central Florida, SeaWorld Florida, and Universal Team 1? Orlando is correct. Thank you so much for participating, you guys. If you guys could push the tables back against the walls for me, take this down. So usually that is 60 questions. This year, our team is going on to start tomorrow, and then we have 4 rounds before finals. Last year, our team actually participated in the Lakota Nation Invitational, and they won, got first place. So we're looking forward to a good year with Knowledgeball this coming year. Thank you.
And while they're getting set up for the strings, we all have a strings presentation as well. I I don't think I introduced myself. I'm Julie Hewitt. I'm the head of school. Sometimes I take all that for granted that everybody knows because I've been here this is my 12th year here. But that is who I am. And as they move things out now, we're just excited with what's going on in the music program. And the strings program has been a part of Rapid City Christian for about 5 years, but we have more and more students involved. And just to give you a little bit of information as they're changing things around, the school started in 1981. And so we're in our going into our 42nd year. And so it's pretty fun to see the growth, the changes, and some of you have been associated with the school this whole time, and so you know when it was in different churches and in Bible fellowship most recently, and then out here since 2007. And so God has just blessed and provided in incredible ways, and we're very thankful. So we have the Potos, Brittany and Matt Poto are our vocal and instrumental teachers. It works great to have a couple because they're both music people, and that's fun. So they're going to set up now for strings, and then after that we have Taylor Sword out, and she's going to step up and do one more oral interp presentation, and then we'll finish the morning out with some more music. Should have had prizes for who came the farthest. Did anybody? I know some of you came from out of the state. How many of you? Who will say? I think I probably came quite a ways. Where'd you come from, sir?
Newcastle, Wyoming.
Newcastle, Wyoming. How far is that?
An hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Okay. Who else? Oh, we got one over here. All right.
Indiana.
Indiana. All right. Houston, Texas. All right. That's fun. There's somebody else who's over here. Who else will tell us where they're from? Yeah. Here. From Colorado. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you guys for making the trek. Did you all get your postcards at some point? I know they were a little late. Did you all get your postcards? There you go, Mrs. Womble. They got their postcards. That's awesome.
Hi, so I'm Taylor Swartout, and I'm a part of our oral interp program. And if you're a part of that program, you get to kind of choose from 5 categories what kind of pieces you want to do. And so as you've already heard, we had Joe do humorous, and then one of my favorite categories is the non-original, which is just someone else's speech. So today I want to talk to you about a very hot topic, and that's bullying. And now all the students in here have heard those bullying speeches from our teachers. We know that words can hurt us, even though we all say the sticks and stones slogan. Well, Nick Vujicic suffered bullying all through middle school, and he reminds us of the power of words in his speech, Love Others More. Well, I was born this way, and there's no medical reason why. My parents always said, you never know what you can do until you try. And then my doctors looked at me and said, he is not going to walk, he's not going to school, he's not going to do anything in his life. My parents did not like that answer. So they just started loving me like crazy. And they said, you got to try this, try that. And sometimes I'm thinking, Mom, Dad, you're crazy. I have no arms, no legs. How would I ever be able to do that? But they said I had to try. My parents just loved me like crazy, and they encouraged me. And as human beings, I feel like we all are wanting that love. And so to try to find love, we start comparing ourselves with how we look compared to others. We start saying, I wish I was smarter. I wish I was more popular. I wish I was taller. I wish I was prettier. I wish my life were different. Well, that was me when I was about 8 years old. I looked at myself with no arms, no legs, and I looked at everybody else, and I thought, why? Why me? Have you ever asked those why me questions before, but gotten nowhere? Even if I had no answers from the doctors and no answers from my parents, I still have that choice every day. I can give up or I can keep going. You see, it would only take 3 seconds for someone to insult me when I was in middle school. All they would have to say was, ew, you're ugly, or ew, you can't do that. And I know, I bet some of you are thinking, well, how heartless were those kids to pick on someone with no arms and no legs? And then you're saying, well, I would never do that. I would never pick on someone. But why would you pick on anyone at all? Why would you do that? Well, because it's fun. It's culture. But it's not. You would still be my friend, even though I have no arms and legs, right? So you're telling me it doesn't matter how I look. If it doesn't matter how I look, then why are we still teasing each other about how we look if it really doesn't matter? One day, there were 12 people taking my hope away from me, teasing me. And I want you to know that you might say you're playing around, but 98% of you have been teased. I tried to commit suicide because of the people who thought they were just having fun, not knowing what I was going through. The people you're teasing, what if that person is thinking of committing suicide? What if that person you're teasing is thinking about committing suicide or has already tried to? What if that person you're teasing had a loved one died? What if that person is being abused at home? You don't know what they're going through. And those people need hope. So find something else to do. Find something positive about your own life instead of negative things about others' lives. I do not care how you look. I will never tease you. I could tease you. Oh man, it could be tough. And people think bullying is tough. It's not tough. I can say I used one of your younger siblings. I brought them up on stage with me tomorrow where I'm speaking. I'm going to let them sit down and I'm going to tease them. I'm going to show you how tough I am. That's what you are, you biggest bullies. I could tease on any of you. I could tease on anything you like. Your family, your friends, the movies you think are cool, your looks, your nose, your eyes, your knees, your hair. I could tease on anything about you, and it's not hard, just like you can tease me. Bullying is not tough, but you want to know what is tough? Going to the people you tease and say sorry. You want to know what's tough? Going to the people who tease you and say, hey, stop it. I forgive you, but please stop it. That is tough. I want you to know something. The truth about who you are. I do not care what job you get. I do not care. I do not care how smart you are. Everyone, I don't care. I don't care if you become the janitor in this high school. You want to know why? Because the janitor in my high school inspired me to be a speaker. He said, hey, man, you know you should be a speaker. And I'm like, stop it. And he's like, no, really, you need to be a speaker. I was like, you're crazy. Well, 4 months later, he twisted my arm, and I spoke in front of 10 people. And then another 10 people. And a little while later, I found myself speaking in front of 300 sophomore students. 3 minutes into my speech, half the girls are crying. One girl in the middle raises her hand and starts weeping. Says, I'm so sorry, but can I come up there and give you a hug? And in front of everyone, she comes up, cries on my shoulder, and whispers in my ear, thank you, thank you, thank you. No one's ever told me that they loved me. No one's ever told me I'm beautiful the way that I am. The reason I'm still here is because my parents told me I was beautiful. And I know some of you don't have those parents, and that's why I'm here. You are beautiful just the way you are, and I love you. Never, ever give up. So the change is up to you. If you want to see more love in your school, anytime someone looks down at you, I want you to look up or be someone who looks up for others. Because everyone that you are teasing is my brother and my sister. And you are my brother and you are my sister. And I'm asking you to stop. Love yourself a bit more and love others a whole lot more. Thank you.
All right, we'd like to introduce the members of the Rapid City Christian Pep Band and also the marching band. They will be playing tonight at the homecoming game and also be going to Spearfish tomorrow. Our marching band will be in a parade up there. They are under the direction of Mr. Matt Poto, and here are the members of the band: Lola Coleman, Mariah Coyle, Kayla Davis, Elijah Dawson, Genevieve Dayub, Wesley Delaney, Izzy Grenager, C.J. Higginson, Benjamin Henson, Lionel Henson, Haley Hughes, Megan Hutcherson, Eli Johnson, David Klotz, Seth Lefevre, Drake Lindberg, Mia McNeary, Brody Palmer, Zach Palmer, Tess Peters, Olivia Pierce, Ray Playchek, Pete Reynolds, Talia Ricky, Ella Rowan, Mackenzie Stetson, Caleb Stevenson, Matthew Sumala, Taylor Swarthout, Michael Terry, Ryder Torres, Alex Vondero, Bree Wattenhofer, Gavin Weber, Trevor Wilcox, Ezra Wildeman, Josiah Williams, Jackson Winter, Hayden Wasna, and Emily Wright. And then on the Drumline, we have Zach Cottle, Julius Frog, Haley Hughes, Reagan Koskin, Jacob Moeller, Joaquin Petrick, Eric Poole, Blake Weischeidel, and Johnny Wickham. Let's give these kids a round of applause.
We love our pep band. Thank you for coming. We appreciate your being here. Don't forget, if you want to purchase a book in honor of your student, you can go back and see Mrs. Wombold. Otherwise, have a fantastic day. Go to enjoy lunch with your grandchildren. And come on back for cornhole and a chili feed, tailgate party, and a football game at 6 o'clock. Thank you for coming.